Hey, good afternoon or good morning, depending on what time you're watching this. This quick tutorial is going to show teachers how to access collegial common assessment data. So this would be if you were a collegial leader and you need to understand how to pull data now that GoData has gone away. So what you'll want to do is you'll want to go over here to staff, and then you'll go down to PowerSchool for staff and go to Power Teacher, and you just log in just like you normally would. Okay, so I'll go ahead and log in as me here. Okay, and so this is what it'll look like. And then over here on the side, you'll notice like one of the things that's gone away, there used to be question marks over here. That's since gone away. And there is this field over here called custom reports. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click on custom reports. You can notice that you can see missing assignments, student emails. This would be kids that are in your class. Common assessment report would be for students in your own class for common assessments you've given. If you're a collegial leader, though, you will also see this tab right here, the Collegial Leaders Common Assessment Summary. So if I were a collegial leader, and that's what this video is intended to show you, I'm going to go ahead and click on the Collegial Leaders Common Assessment Summary. Notice you can choose by year. These are the 3 years that we've been using Power Teacher Pro. So I don't know if anybody actually has any common assessments in here for the current year, so I'm not going to actually choose this one for this particular time. I'm going to go into last year, so I'm going to choose 18-19, but obviously if you're pulling data from this year, you would want to choose the 19-20, but for the purposes of this video, I'm just going to use last year's data. I'm going to come over here and I need to select a subject. So these are ones that I have access to because obviously I'm a social studies guy. I'm just going to go ahead and choose American history. These are all of, I guess, let me explain this. Since this is defaulted to yes, it's going to look for everything that begins with CA. So if you look at this list over here, these are all of the different things that begin with CA. If I click this to no, this is going to be anything that has standards tied to it. So you can see here's all of the different assignments in some kind of order that have standards attached to them. So if I click back to yes, it changes back to just the CA. So it's only going to look for something called CA and then whatever follows that CA. Now, the other thing you'll notice here too, like this is kind of an example of one right here. You have a CA1B and a CA1R. This is probably referring to a Form B, and this is probably referring to a remediation. But those obviously would share the same targets, obviously, as the CA1. So if I wanted to pull all those together, let's say that I wanted to look after the fact and say, hey, I want to see how the kids did initially, so I'm just going to pull this CA1, and then I want to see how the kids have done after they've remediated, so I'm going to pull all 3 of these together. When I select one, in order to select additional multiple assessments, I need to hold down the control button, and that's what this is telling you right here. So I'm going to hold down the control button, and then I can select additional reports. So now I can run all 3 of those reports together to see if, in fact, our kids have actually improved over the course of some additional remediation and things like that. When I hit this button that says Update Chart, that will run the report, and it will look exactly like GoData would, except now this is being housed inside of PowerSchool, and some of the parameter updates and things like that you see are a little bit faster. One downside is you cannot download this report, at least not at this time, but this is how you would access and run a Collegial Leaders report inside of the new PowerSchool data reporting system.